Hi, my name is Mel. It's 2 a.m. I have some boba. And I'm going to be talking about, where are they? Oh, yeah, the entire Red Rising saga tonight because I can't sleep and I'm thinking about this entire series. Yeah, if you've piqued my Goodreads, I gave all of these bitches a 5 stars out of 5, except for the first one, just because Pierce Brown didn't really know how to write women in this book. Like, it wasn't, like, super bad, but it was like, okay, Pierce, like, okay, you're gonna need to step it up. But then the sequel, Golden Sun, happened, and there were so many, like, really good female characters in that, and also the female characters that he did have, he gave a lot of growth to, so, like, I forgive him. I love this saga, and Dark Age is coming out July 30th, I think, or the 29th, I'm not too sure, because I have one brain cell, but I am beyond excited. I'm so pumped. I straight up binge read the series. It was the only thing I read from like February to April. I just made my way through it. And I had such a good time and a sad time. And it was just a wild ride. So basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give a little non-spoiler review of the first book for people who have not read Red Rising and are like, I don't know, should I read it though, And then after that, I'm going to do an entire saga review of everything so far. So everything up until Iron Gold, kind of in preparation for Dark Age, just so I can have like video footage of where I was at with all of the characters before all the shit that's gonna go down in Dark Age goes down, because I want to see how much of a fool I was, and so yeah, so like, after my non-spoiler review of this, everything in Iron Gold and below is like up for talking about, so if you haven't finished the saga so far yet, don't watch this because I don't want to like spoil things for you. Yeah, okay, cool. First of all, the non-spoiler review of it. So basically, if you've not heard the premise already, it's about this guy named Darrow. He's a miner and he just kind of mines ores. I had to make a Minecraft joke. I'm sorry. He's a miner. He's on Mars. And he's kind of in this very, shitty society, that's basically kind of set up with a whole, like, color-coded caste system. It's basically Homestuck, just had to say it, but, basically, if you have a certain, like, if you are a certain color, you, like, have a certain role in society, and they kind of, like, have genetically modified the different colors to, like, fit their roles in society and everything. So that's, like, the whole tea, and he's a red, which is the lowest tier of society. And so he's just basically, like, mining, and he's never, like, been to the surface or anything. Basically, this, like, very traumatic thing happens to him, and he kind of is just like, whoa, wait, guys, wait. The society is bad. Like, he just kind of, like, has this realization that, like, whoa, maybe, I'm supposed to have rights. I don't know. Basically, he joins the kind of resistance movement against the society. They're trying to genetically modify him to make him look like the ruling class of the society, a gold, and then enroll him in the Gold, like, Institute, which is basically just, like, their little school for learning to be, like, little conquestors, infiltrating Gold Society from the inside out and getting Darrow to a position of power, so that when the resistance makes themselves, like, known, Darrow will already be, like, high key in power, and he'll be just like, I'm actually a red bitch, so And then, you know, they can do their whole rebellion uprising thing. That's the plan. Yeah, and so that's what this saga talks about. Yeah, I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars. I gave every other book in this saga 5 out of 5 stars. I love this series so much. If you really like political intrigue, if you are very much into just like wild political situations where there's like multiple players, you know, and you kind of have to follow like everyone, it's very, very fun for that. Also, this is like some of the best first person I have ever read, because usually I fucking hate first person, especially if it's first person and it's just like one narrator the entire time. I literally hate the feeling of being stuck inside of someone's head, especially if I end up not liking that narrator, because I have ADHD, and it's very hard to, like, get me to finish a book, and if there's, like, a first-person narrator, and I am just literally trapped inside of their mind for the entire novel, and I can't get out, and I don't like them, you know, it's kind of a no from me. But I really liked Darrow. I really cared about him, and it made sense why it was in first person. Pierce Brown utilizes it as a way to world build, because Darrow's narration is very much like you can see the world building just from the way he talks and the vocabulary he uses. Like, that's how deep the world building is. And I love that. As a fucking linguistics bitch, I love that. I loved learning about how the different colors had, like, different types of slang, and, they had, like, different, like, social customs and everything, and it reflected in the way they talked to each other and everything, and I really enjoyed, you know, Darrow being, like, very, very much into red culture, obviously, because he is a red. There was a whole process when he was, like, learning how to become a gold, where he literally had to learn how to not sound like a red because of, like, the words that he was using and everything. It was just like, okay, like, you're a red dude. Like, I just love when world building happens because of linguistics. And you, like, from the first pages, you get that from him. Like, you get that, yeah. Like, you couldn't just copy paste Darrow's narration and give it to any main character in a sci-fi rebellion novel, and like that was just very refreshing. It kept the first person feeling very like not dull. Like I genuinely wanted to read it because it was so just like not how normal people talk, you know? It actually reflected that, which is cool, because, like, you'll have these, like, sci-fi novels with, like, first-person main characters, and they literally just sound like they're living in the 2000s, and you're like, okay, it's supposed to be, like, 2500. What? Like, y'all really still be talking like this? Like, yeah. Anyways, amazing world building, amazing characters. There's so many characters that you'll get so attached to. The plot is really like what gets me with this entire saga. Like, if you enjoy intricate, fast-paced plots with like a lot of twists in them, like you literally never know what's going to happen because Pierce Brown is a crazy bitch and will just do shit that alters the entire course of the story in like one sentence, and you're like, Pierce, what the fuck? Like, you reread that sentence like over and over again because you're like, Pierce, like, buddy, you know? But I love it. I literally love it so much. There were so many times when I was genuinely like, what the fuck is going to happen? Like, where can this go now? Like, yeah, Pierce is just very good at making you feel like, oh, this is rock bottom. But then he, like, brings the characters to, like, a new level of hopelessness, and he's like, no, wait, this is the rock bottom. And then he's like, wait, guys, no, we're going deeper. And I'm like, okay, Pierce, snaps. I love it. Yeah, so there is, okay, I'm just going to say it, if you really, really, really want to go into this book blind, I'll leave a timestamp for you to skip to, but I am going to do a little bit of Red Rising first book spoilers, but the event that I'm talking about happens on like page 40. So it happens very, very early on into the novel, so it's not like I'm like, oh yeah, and then at the ending this happens. So if you're chill with that, I just want to address something really quick. So basically, in like the first 40 pages of this book, Io, which is Darrow's wife, they're both 16, but because of like red like culture, they like marry really, really early because they have a really short lifespan because they were genetically modified to be like that, you know? So basically, they're literally just these two like 16-year-olds and everything, and unbeknownst to Darrow, Io is in the rebellion, and she basically gets herself executed by doing this illegal thing, and like she knew going into it that she was going to get executed, and yeah, and it happens and everything, and that is kind of, you know, what makes Darrow be like, okay, cool, like I'm gonna join the rebellion, and I see how fucked up the society is now. And so like that is the trope of like the female love interest dying to jumpstart the main male character's character arc. And that is that trope. And like, I hate that trope. I will literally stop reading a book if that shit happens. But I'm very glad I continued with this book and with the series, because while they touch on it a lot in this book, but not in the in-depth way that they touched on it in Golden Sun and again in Morning Star. Pierce Brown did it for a purpose. Like, it wasn't just, he was like, I don't know what to do with this female character, so I'm gonna kill her off for shock value. Because they were both 16 at the time. And 16-year-olds do a lot of dumb shit. Their fucking frontal lobe isn't connected to the rest of their fucking brains. They can't make decisions for shit. So, like, yeah, it was probably really stupid that Io killed herself, basically, and everything. But it, like, I could see why she did, and I could see, like, why she felt like she needed to do that, and why, like, she wanted to sacrifice her life in that way. Because we watched Darrow, like, grow up through this, like, series. Because he starts at 16, he ends the series at, like, 22, 23, I think. And we literally watch him, like, become an adult. Because in this book, he looks at Io and her memory like she's the best. Like, she literally, she can't do any wrong. Like, she's an angel. Like, she's literally, like, flawless. Like, because that's how 16-year-old Darrow remembers her. But as he gets older and he has more life experience and he has time to think, he's like, oh shit, wait, we were just fucking stupid kids. Like, Io was just a stupid kid who, like, thought she needed to die to prove her point. And Pierce Brown really just, like, he doesn't just, like, do it and then drop it and never talk about it. He really psychoanalyzes, like, why Io did what she did, like, why she felt it was necessary, and how fucking stupid it was, because she was so young and she couldn't make fully, connected, responsible decisions. And that's why I feel like, yeah, it fit into that trope, but it also broke that trope at the same time. So I just wanted to warn you guys, if you start reading this book and you see the, like, Io thing happen and you're like, Jesus fucking Christ, this is a female character dying to advance a male character's story arc, I just want to let you know that, like, Io actually, like, gets explained, and, like, her thought process on it gets heavily psychoanalyzed by Darrow in this, and there's a lot of talk around why that happened and why Io did what she did, and it's not just dropped. So I just wanted to let you guys know, so if you just start reading it and you see it, you're like, yeah, no, I'm not reading this. Like, it gets better. It gets better. That was really long-winded. Okay, hello everyone who didn't want to hear that. Welcome back. I love this saga, and I think... Okay, one sec though. Please look up a trigger warnings list online about the stuff that is in this saga. I'll try and, like, find a link to one, but if I can't find it and you want to read it, but you want to know, like, what the triggers are and everything, I can totally, like, message you them, like literally just hit me up, because I wouldn't want to like recommend something to someone and for it to have really triggering content in it for them. There is a lot of like shit that goes down in these books. There are a lot of things that Pierce Brown brings up. Okay, cool. That was my non-spoiler review, even though I spoiled something in it. If you watch that, don't worry. It literally happens on like page like 50 or something. I can't put it there. My fucking thing is too small. Okay, she's gonna live down here for a second while we talk about the rest of them. Yeah, okay. Spoiler review for all of the Red Rising books. If you aren't caught up, get caught up, because July 30th, Dark Age. I'm literally so pumped. Okay, so wow. okay, wow. I just need to hydrate before I talk about this. So, okay. Here's my tea with like rebellion stories, is that it's usually a trilogy, and the third book ends and the rebellion is victorious, and they take over governing, and they make things better, and it's like, cool, that's the resolution, that's the ending and everything. But I always get left after those books being like, okay, but like it's not that simple. Like my econ and my like history ass is like, no, y'all have like serious issues you guys need to work out. It's not just gonna be chill just because chill people are in power now. Like, you actually need to know how to run a like country, or in this case like planets, or whatever the case is. Like, and they just, that's the end, and we never get to see them like actually try and build the like utopia that they promised to their supporters, because that process is extremely difficult. And I always just want like one more book, and it's just them being like, fuck, how do we do this, and Pierce Brown literally wrote that book for me, and it is iron gold. Like, he literally was just like, oh, okay, Mel Haggis, did you say you want a book where the rebellion succeeds, but they are still like having a governmental struggle, because that is literally just how politics is, and you need to like compromise in order to like actually successfully run a society, like, and it ends up getting very, very politically gray and like fucked. Like, he literally just read my fucking mind and was like, I'll write it. I'll write you 600 pages of that. You're welcome. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, I'm here for it. Like, good job, Piers. I love this book. I love all of them. But I especially love Iron Gold, because it's like that concept of just going like, I don't know, I forget the time skip, like 10 years into the future, and being like, yeah, all the characters that you loved in the first 3 books, they're politicians now, and they kind of, don't know what they're doing. And it was written in such a believable way, because Pierce Brown actually like has studied politics. Like, he was a campaign manager for someone at some point. I think I read that. Sorry if I'm wrong. But he gets politics and like how they work and everything. And I'm such a like nerd about politics and history and economics and all that shit. So seeing Darrow and Mustang and the gang try and assemble a representative democracy was interesting. And yeah. Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna be gushing about this book because I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. Like, I fucking love this entire saga so much. Basically, in the book, there is multiple points of view now, which is a new development. We just had Darrow for like 3 books straight. He was just our homie for that entire time. And we still have Darrow and Iron Gold, which I like, but we also have Lyria, Ephraim. I call him Ephraim, so that's how I'm going to say his name in this. Sorry. Who else? Oh, Lysander. Yeah, we have Lysander. And that's it. Yeah, just our four lads. And I really liked the way he utilized point of view to further drive his theme of like, oh, yeah, running an entire fucking like democracy is hard. It is literally hard to govern billions and billions of people. And like people end up doing fucked up shit. I love that, like, we got the point of view of Darrow, who we love because we literally watched him grow up. Like, we have seen him, you know, when he was just like 16 and everything, and we've seen his entire life play out, basically. And so we have a lot of love in our heart for Darrow, but we kind of see him in this very, like, morally gray place in Iron Gold. And Pierce was kind of going there in Morning Star. Oh, I thought it was just a piece of fabric. This is a shirt. Great. Okay, cool. Sorry. In Morning Star, we kind of see Pierce Brown try and give Darrow some, like, morally gray times as the leader of the rebellion, because he has that whole scene with there's so many characters in this book. Romulus O'Ra. Okay, that whole time when he was with Romulus and he was like doing that whole negotiation, and he literally sold out the Rim Sons of Ares to Romulus, and like, yeah, he literally just, like, killed billions of people, kind of, by association. And so, yeah, I mean, like, we really saw that in Morning Star, and I was like, okay, Pierce went there. It was just a very interesting take. Very interesting take, Morning Star. But anyways, in Iron Gold, Pierce Brown literally just, like, put that shit into overdrive, and he was like, okay, yeah, Darrow's gonna be a fucking idiot for this book, and we're just gonna see how it pans out, folks. And I loved it. I still don't know how I feel about the whole, like, Dancer versus Darrow political situation. Because, like, genuinely, like, I get that the Ash Lord was not going to, like, ever, like, try and, like, be peaceful, and that he was, like, scheming some shit, probably, and I understood where Darrow was coming from, and he was all like, we should just kill him, though. But I really also empathized with, like, Dancer and, like, you know, the entire rest of the Senate when they were like, Darrow, you committed treason by not running that Iron Rain past us, homie. That was treason. That was treason. Like, because it was. Like, Darrow, that's not... I get that, like, you are frustrated because politics move slowly, but, like, I fully agree with Dancer's sentiment when he's like, Darrow, you can't just, like, directly disobey the Senate that you fought so hard to make, because then everyone will be like, oh, okay, Senate rules don't mean shit, time to fucking be an imperialist. He was kind of a hot mess in this book, but I loved every minute of it, just because I have, like, unconditional love for him, and seeing him in these, like, really tough, like, decisions, like, was very interesting. And I don't harbor any ill will to Darrow. I empathize with the fact that he's kind of stuck in a rock and a hard place, and, like, he is trying to find the least damaging way out of it for everyone. And yeah, I just very much enjoyed that, and I very much enjoyed how, because, getting back to my original point, because there are multiple points of view in this book, we see outsider's perspective of Darrow being the arch-imperator. Also, like, all the shit with, like, Severo just, like, fucking smacked in this book. That whole scene where Darrow was about to do this fucking, like, suicide mission, basically, where he was gonna go try and kill the Ash Lord, and, you know, like, yeah, y'all know what I'm saying, y'all read the book, but that scene where Victra was talking to Darrow, and she was like, please convince Severo to stay behind, because I'm not gonna lose the father to my children, I'm not gonna lose my husband, because y'all want to act like you're still, like, in your 20s and, like, in this rebellion or whatever the fuck, because, like, it's going to get both of you killed. And then it just, like, pans to, like, Severo howling like a fucking dumbass, like, on a fucking, like, desk or something, and, like, it just kind of hit me, because I was like, wait, yeah, these characters are, like, 30 now, like, they are adults, and they have children, like, they have, like, social responsibility to, like, be there and not just fucking go on these crazy ass suicide missions. And it adds this, like, such a real fucking stake to these books. Sorry, I got distracted. I was fucking talking about the multiple different points of view. We get, you know, Lyria in this book. Lyria kind of, like, saw the direct effects of the rebellion succeeding and the Republic being formed and all of that shit. And she, like, is like, fuck Darrow, like, fuck Mustang, fuck Darrow, yeah, those bitches can choke, because, like, homie literally, like, was living in a plastic house with, like, her disabled father and her sister's entire family, in this, like, basically refugee camp, because, like, literally they're trying to rehome, like, billions of people. And, like, obviously that is going to cause a crazy ass, like space issue, and, like, yeah, I don't know, like, how are they gonna, like, home that many people? Like, yeah, so it was very interesting to see that from Lyria's point of view, and seeing her be like, you know what, TBH, like, fucking wish we were in the mines, because this shit isn't even better, so, you know. And I really liked that, because, like, she was just literally like, yeah, fuck Darrow, and, like, you know, us as the reader, we're like, oh, Darrow, you know, he's our son, we love him, but we were like, when we were in Lyra's point of view, we were like, yeah, you're right, like, fuck Darrow. It's very good, because we also have Ephraim, and he's also very, like, fuck the Republic, like, I'ma just do me. Also, I'm depressed and a drug addict. And it was, yeah. And then we had Lysander, who obviously does not support the Republic or anything that Darrow's doing, because they killed his grandmother. But, like, she was a imperialist, so it was perfect for this novel to split into different points of view, and it really just... And I'm so excited to see Mustang point of view in Dark Age, because I also like how morally gray Mustang got, because it was literally inevitable. She is the sovereign. She is the leader of the society. Well, it's not the society anymore. It's the fucking Republic. And, like, we love Mustang in this house. I love Mustang. She is one of my favorite characters in this book. I love her. And, like, all of the, like, shit that, you know, she was responsible for, just seeing her do that, or, like, hearing about her do that from other characters who were like, yeah, fuck Mustang, like, it was just very interesting, because, like, she had to pardon all of these fucking golds who were doing super fucked up shit, because, their economy is fucked right now. Like, they are literally losing half of their labor force. And I mean, like, that's good. Like, that should be happening, because, guys, you might have guessed it, but slavery is bad, and people deserve rights. But, like, that's gonna cause hella economic, like, shit that they have to deal with, you know? They can't just be like, okay, let's just, like, free everybody and, like, not have a plan for housing that many people, yeah, and also be funding wars on top of trying to relocate all of these people and not focusing on domestic policy, because we still gotta defeat the Ash Lord. Like, it was just a big, like, bruh moment, you know? And so, like, she had to pardon a shit ton of these very, very, very awful golds, because she needed money. She needed support for these, like, for defeating the Ash Lord and everything, because it literally, like, that shit wouldn't have gotten done if they, like, killed these golds, or they, like, put them in prison and everything. And so, yeah, her whole tea with, like, pardoning people was, like, really interesting, because we were like, wait, yeah, fuck Mustang, like, what? what? My girl did that shit? But then, when you look at it, you're like, well, she fucking had to, because, like, what are they gonna do? Like, where's the money gonna come from for literally, like, all of the fucking wars that Darrow's starting? Yeah, and anyways, I love Mustang, and I love the theme of, like, absolute power corrupts absolutely, and she doesn't have absolute power, she has a senate, but she is the leader, basically. She's the sovereign, so she's in a very big position of power. And also her fucking husband is literally the arch imperator, or was, but yeah, so, like, that's kind of, guys. But I really liked how she tried to balance loving Darrow and, like, being Darrow's wife and them being in love and being a family with also being Darrow's sovereign, being Darrow's, like, political leader, and having to put her foot down and be like, no, you're not gonna commit treason and for me just to, like, be chill with it. Like, what? Like, that scene where, like, Darrow, like, goes back to the house to be like, oh, like, Mustang, yeah, I'm gonna leave and commit more treason. Yeah. And just expects to, like, leave. And, like, literally, Mustang's just like, no, you're not. Like, I'm literally arresting you because I am the sovereign and you are committing treason. And literally the Senate voted against this, Darrow. Like, I am literally going to arrest you right now. Because you are literally doing treason right now. Like, when she brought out Wolfgar and she was like, yeah, Darrow, like, stop being a dumbass. Like, literally, this is Wolfgar. Like, and yeah, I really liked Wolfgar, and I'm sad that he died so early on into the story. But also, I think his death was really poignant, because that was the point where I was like, oh, fuck, yeah, Darrow's literally an enemy of the state right now. Cool. Like, Darrow and Several are really out here just committing high treason and killing government officials. Okay. I'm going to talk about the other characters now. This is basically going to be my opinions of the characters time, because I have a lot to say about a lot of these boys. Okay, starting off with, like, the OGs. I already talked about Darrow. I love him. You know, like, I saw him grow up. You know, like, he's my man. Like, I've been here since the fucking beginning with that dude. Like, I literally care about him so much, but he's also, you know, done fucked up shit because he is in a position of power, and, like, usually, if you're in a position of power, you're gonna end up doing fucked up shit. There are no easy decisions. There's no, like, easy way to govern people and make political decisions. So, yeah, I care about him, but I also recognize his flaws as a leader, and disagree with him a lot. And it's really cool that I can have that symbiosis of thoughts on a character, because Pierce just writes him so well. Also, side note, I love the person who narrates him in the audiobooks. Literally, I forget his name. He really knew how to narrate a book, and I appreciated it. Okay. So yeah, Mustang, already talked about her. I love her. In the first book, I was kind of like, okay, she's the new main female love interest. Cool. And, okay, like, we get it. Like, she's supposed to foil Darrow's character arc because she's supposed to prove that not all golds are shitty to him or whatever the fuck, and, you know, soften his cold, jaded heart. And that's why she didn't vibe with me in Golden Sun, because I was like, okay, she's kind of two-dimensional, like, cool, like, I don't know, we just don't know a lot about her, and she's the new love interest, and we're just supposed to roll with it. But in Golden Sun, her arc in Golden Sun literally blew my mind. Her, like, literally just, like, learning the truth about Darrow and, like, going to his fucking home, like, going to the literal mines and, like, just learning all that shit and, like, not knowing how to process it. Like, it was just such a real reaction, because literally, like, Mustang has spent her entire fucking life growing up in the society. She's literally from House Augustus. Like, she literally, like, is one of like, the most powerful, like, gold families. She has been raised smack dab in the middle of the society her entire life. So, obviously, like, she's not just going to be like, oh, cool, you've been lying to me for, like, 4 years, and you're actually a red, and you never told me, and, you're also, like, literally, like, genetically modified undercover for the fucking Sons of Ares, and, yeah, cool. She's not, like, that's not going to happen. I thought that's what Pierce Brown was gonna pull, and he was gonna be like, yeah, and then she lovingly embraced Darrow, and everything was chill. Like, nah. Like, I really liked how real her reaction was. Like, she's just learning about all of this shit. That, like, break in her trust when Darrow literally was just like, I've been lying to you. Like, of course that is going to affect her in a major way. I thought the thing with her and Cassius was dumb in that book, though. Like, it was literally unneeded. A lot of the romance stuff in the earlier books is so unneeded, but it gets really good, you know, towards Morningstar and Iron Gold, in my opinion. And I really like Darrow and Mustang together, because Darrow can be such a fucking dumbass sometimes, and Mustang just comes in and she's like, okay, here's my common fucking sense, dude. And I also, like, Morningstar is when I truly reached peak Mustang love. Like, that whole part where, like, Darrow is, like, in the beginning of the novel when he thought Mustang was, you know, with the society and everything, and they, like me and everything, and he's like, oh, so, like, you're gonna try and, like, kill me now because you're part of the society, like, you're one of them, like, you're gonna, like, kill me, and, like, you know, yeah, like, we shouldn't have crossed paths. And then Mustang's literally just like, Darrow, like, I'm here because I want to help you, but I don't know if you can lead a rebellion, much less a fucking, like, solar system. So, like, I need to make sure that you are fucking smart enough to, like, and, like, not a dumbass enough to, like, actually pull this shit off and be a good leader, and, like, yeah, before I, you know, pledge my fucking unyielding allegiance to you or whatever the fuck. But, like, obviously I care about you, and, like, I am not going to fucking hurt you in any way, and I want to be able to help you. Like, you need to prove to me you're not gonna be a dumbass. Like, yeah. And I loved that. Literally, it made me cry. I was listening to the audiobook of it, driving on the freeway, and I was tearing up at that scene. It was in Morningstar. I'm being misleading. It was in Morningstar. But, yeah, just because I was like, God, I love Mustang so much. I thought Pierce Brown was gonna do some fuck shit with her character, because, you know, Golden Sun just ends, and it's just like, Mustang ran away. She didn't kill him, which is good, but she, like, ran away, so we don't know how she stands on the whole Darrow being a red and being in the Sons of Ares thing. And I thought, you know, Pierce Brown was gonna pull some shit and be like, Mustang's an imperialist, and we were all just gonna have to fucking roll with it. But I should never doubt that man, because he just gave me what I needed. When Mustang just said those fucking words, and she was just like, no, like, I'm here because I want to help you. Like, when she said that, I literally started crying, because I was so relieved that that is where her character was headed in Morningstar, and she's so great. That was so long about Mustang, I'm sorry, guys. Okay, Severo. I love Severo. Everyone loves Severo, because he's so fucking great. He's literally so iconic. Like, wow. Like, I was like, okay, no one can be a dumbass more than Darrow of Lycos can. Like, that, there's no one who can reach his dumbassery level. But then Severo came in. He's the sweetest little Hufflepuff I get to read about. I love his whole, like, arc of, like, finding his identity, and how, you know, he was half red, half gold, and he just, like, found that out, in Golden Sun and everything, and he was like, oh shit, like, time to come to terms with that shit. Like, and, like, how he made it a part of his identity and was proud of it. Like, I just thought that was such a, like, positive character arc to go through. And he's literally the best. He's so loyal and, like, just genuinely, like, kind and caring, and, like, he's so great. He needs brain cells, though. Pierce Brown, please give Severo brain cells before you release Dark Age. I'm calling all these characters dumbasses. I don't actually mean it. I love Darrow. He's very smart. He does very cool, calculated things. Severo also does very cool, calculated things. Like, they are smart, but, like, emotionally and, like, in dealing with their emotions, they're dumbasses. So that's, yeah, it's joke. I don't know where I should put this. My bookshelf's too small. Okay, we're putting this down. I think y'all get the picture. It's Iron Gold by Pierce Brown. Victra. Okay, at first, Golden Sun, I did not like Victra. I was just like, okay, like, she's here because Mustang's with Cassius right now, I guess. And Darrow needs a new, like, I don't know, gold girl to have, like, chemistry with or whatever. And that whole, like, kiss scene, like, kind of just was like, okay, what is Victra doing to the plot, though? Like, why is she relevant? But then Pierce Brown fucking stepped it up in Morning Star. Though I loved her in Morning Star. She was so fucking relatable. Like, she was a bit of, you know, a capitalist in Iron Gold, and I had to deal with that. But, like, that part, when she was literally coming to throw down with Lyria, she's like, yeah, so, Victra's, like, on her way to throw hands, and she's in full armor, and Mustang's all like, I thought she was 8 months pregnant, like, what? And, they were like, yeah, she's in maternity armor, and she's all like, wait, they fucking make that shit? And they're all like, yeah, apparently they do, because Victra is fucking wearing it. Like, that is literally, like, the summary of Victra, and also maybe the most iconic scene in the entire saga was Victra, just the picture of Victra, like, personally ordering maternity armor is just so good to me. I love Victra, okay, and I love the fact that, like, Darrow, Severo, Victra, and Mustang all, like, live together and have such a just, like, family connection. I love the fact that, like, Darrow's mom is Severo's mom, like, he literally calls her ma, like, and, like, just the family that they've built together is just so touching to me, and, like, yeah, basically, yeah. Okay, moving on. Seffi's really iconic, I love her, yeah. Oh, I forgot to talk about Orion. Okay, Orion, I literally love Orion Zeaquarii more than I love myself. I know she's a super, like, background character, basically, but I fucking adore her. I also love Theodora. Oh my god, like, I love Theodora so much. I just want Theodora to be my mom, you know? like, those kind of vibes. And, like, yeah, she's just such a, like, wonderful person, but she also is, like, really, like, she can be fucking scary sometimes with, like, how good she is at, like, fucking getting information out of people and, like, you know, literally just running a spy ring. Like, literally, she's in the intelligence, she's the head of the intelligence department, I think, for the Republic, which is, like, just snaps. Like, I love her. I think that's, like, all the OGs that I care enough to talk about. We're gonna talk about Cassius when we get to talking about Lysander, because I have to discuss that. I know I'm missing people. Oh, Roke. Fucking traitor-ass bitch. I kind of liked him. Like, my peak Roke love was, like, beginning of Golden Sun, when he was like, Darrow, like, if no one, you know, wants you as a Lancer for their family, like, my family will always take you. Like, I felt that shit, but turns out he was an imperialist, so, which is, like, the description of, like, literally every single gold character except for, Severo, Mustang, and Victra, basically. I'm gonna talk about some new Iron Gold boys that we get in our little hearts. Wait, I forgot about Dancer. He's still relevant. I love Dancer. I really like that him and Darrow are, like, political rivals now, because Dancer is, like, low-key Darrow's dad, like, low-key, you know, and it's just kind of, like, that's the vibe, you know, like, I think Darrow really looks up to him in that way, and just them having, like, being on very different sides of, like, what they want for the Republic is really cool. you really get to see, like, that alternating viewpoint from the main character, and I ended up agreeing with Dancer in, like, a lot of the points that he was making. I don't know, Dancer's just, like, really cool. Also, like, just gonna say he's a DILF. Like, had to say it. Wait, I'm pulling out the receipt, which is Red Rising. One moment. You know, he's kind of got it, is all I'm gonna say. He kind of has it. He kind of has it. Oh, I haven't talked about them yet. Mateo and Quicksilver. I love Mateo and Quicksilver. Literally, Mateo was so fucking iconic in the first book. That part in Morning Star where they find Mateo and they're like, what? Like, you're in the Sons of Ares, yet you're just, like, at Quicksilver's pad, literally the most, like, important and richest silver fucking ever. Like, you're just here, okay, like, what? Like, yeah, before they knew that, like, Quicksilver was, like, Sons of Ares gang, let's go, you know? And, like, just that fucking reveal when, like, Quicksilver was just like, where's Mateo? And they're like, bitch, like, he's okay now because, like, you're a fucking piece of shit, like, fucking Silver, like, fuck you, like, yeah. And then Mateo's like, he's my husband, like, I love him, like, he's literally my husband. And everyone's like, oh shit, wait, Quicksilver's chill. Like, I literally thought that in my mind when he was like, Mateo's my husband. Like, I was like, oh wait, guys, Quicksilver isn't an imperialist. I don't agree with Quicksilver's politics in any way, shape, or form, just because, like, capitalism, in that large of a degree, kind of scares me. I just don't like money, but I really like Mateo and Quicksilver. They're basically just both icons, and they both love each other, and I'm just really glad that they, like, found each other and they're in, like, a healthy relationship, because that is all I want for Mateo. I just want him to be okay. And I'm glad that he is, and that he has Quicksilver, and that, yeah. Okay, cool. Moving on to other points of view. Lyria. Lyria is just, literally, I fucking love her. I literally love her. As I said, I love the point of view that she brings to the whole political situation. I love the fact that she is like, yeah, like, I've been through this fucking traumatic shit, but, like, I don't want that. I don't want you to, like, pity me because of that. I'm bringing it up because that is shit we need to change. Like, I don't want to support the sovereign if, like, that shit that happened to me is going to happen to other people, and it currently is happening to other people because, basically everyone in my refugee camp got killed by terrorists because you guys literally do not know how to protect your citizens. So, like, I just love how, like, fuck you to the government that Lyria was, because she had every fucking reason to be. Her with Liam and everything literally just warmed my fucking heart, dude. We stand Liam in this house, literally. Liam for life. Also, I didn't know I cared about the Telemonuses until Iron Gold, basically, because, like, Kavax was just so chill. Like, literally so chill. Okay, fuck. I guess I stand the Telemanuses now. I mean, they were always chill, but, like, yeah, just, like, I have a newfound respect for them now that, like, they helped Lyria and everything. That was just the homie move. And I'm just really scared for her in Dark Age, because I just don't want her to, like, have to, like, fucking, like, face any consequences for being a part of that, because she didn't know that she was a part of that, and, like, literally Ephraim just fucked her entire life up. And yeah, I'm very angry at Ephraim for doing that, because Lyria did not need that shit. Lyria did not need to get pinned as a literal terrorist. Like, nah. And I also want to see more of, like, Pax and Lyria talking, because I just think that, like, dynamic of, like, literally the son of, like, fucking everyone that you hate politically because they fucked your life up, and, like, you know, like, just, like, chatting, having different worldviews, like, that smacked. That one scene where they were, like, talking, I was like, oh wait, this smacks. I'm so scared about Victra. If Victra hurts Lyria or like does anything, I'm just gonna be really sad. Like when Theodora was about to like do that fucking like truth like thing to Lyria that is really bad, I was like literally just all my faves hurting one of my new faves, and I was like, cool, got it. This is a Pierce Brown novel. Okay, cool. Moving on to Ephraim. I don't like Ephraim. Just gonna say it, boys. I empathize with him. Talking about Trigg's death, like bringing it up, you know, like just psychoanalyzing what that would do to his fucking fiance and how he would view the rebellion after the death of his literal fiance, bro. Like, I think it was very cool that he brought it up, and I get that Ephraim is in a very shitty position now, and like, you know, like he's abusing drugs, and he's just got all this shit going on, but I just, like, I was just angry at him, like, and I know, like, intellectually, I know he didn't have a choice to do the whole syndicate shit, because they literally were like, oh, we will kill you if you don't, by the way. And so, like, I get that. He needed to do that shit or whatever. And usually I love morally gray characters who are put in situations where they need to do shitty stuff in order to, like, be alive. I usually really like that. I really like morally gray characters. I really like exploring them. But for some reason, I was just like, Ephraim, like, you're literally just fucking this up for yourself, dude. When Ephraim went off on Volga, y'all, towards the end of the book, when Ephraim fucking went off on Volga, even though Volga was literally just trying to fucking be there for Ephraim because he had nobody, like, and Ephraim literally just, like, fucked that up and was consciously thinking about how he was fucking it up and was just continuing to fuck it up. I know that he was under the influence of that empathy drug or whatever, but still, that really just, like, hurt, because I love Volga. And yeah, I also love Lyria, and what did Ephraim do to both of those characters? Oh, right. Also, Ephraim's just kind of a shitty person who, like, just says shitty things just to be shitty and angry at the world. And I get that that is where he is psychologically at. He's not at a good or stable place, but still, like, I just don't enjoy him as a person. I respect where he's coming from, but I do not care about him. Okay, moving on to more characters I don't care about. Lysander. Okay, let's talk about Lysander and Cassius, folks. I don't like either of them. I know that, like, Cassius is a fave. Literally, I've never felt that shit. The only time I have ever felt anything close to, like, oh yeah, Cassius is chill, is, in the third book, literally does that whole, like, scheme at the end and helps the gang kill the Sovereign. Like, yeah, that was lit. I was like, oh, Cassius redemption arc? Like, Cassius realizing that imperialism bad arc? I see. Like, I had hope for him. But then we catch up with him in Iron Gold, and he's like, yep, I'm just on this ship, and imperialism's still great, guys, and fuck the Republic, and also, I'm sad, and I'm taking care of Lysander, and that's my life. Like, I was just like, okay, like, I don't care. I don't see, like, the appeal to Cassius's character or his character arc. I just really don't care about him. And I am, like, I 100% believe that Pierce Brown is gonna, like, pull some shit in Dark Age and have Cassius not actually be dead, and he's gonna come back, and all the Cassius stands are gonna be like, no shade against you, like, I'm glad for you. Like, I'm glad your fave's back and everything, you know, if this does happen. But I really could not care less, literally. And the same goes for Lysander, which was kind of sad because I was ready to like Lysander. Like, I was ready to, you know, be like, oh, cool, like, this character has grown up under the influence of fucking Cassius, so, like, I don't know how he's gonna turn out, folks, but, like, you know, he has room to change and improve. And, like, to some extent, I still believe that, but I also really think he's, like, pretty fucking set in his ways, because he's got that whole blood feud with the entire Republic, because he's salty that they killed his imperialist grandmother and everything. Lysander was just kind of annoying, because he was so just, like, he just thought so highly of himself. Like, he was literally just like, oh yeah, I just fucking read this philosophy book. I'm Lysander. Oh, Loon. a loon. So yeah, kind of a loon up in this bitch. Also, I read. I'm literate. And I'm moody, and I think about morals and philosophy and politics, and like, I was just like, I don't care. The only reason why I got through the Lysander and Cassius chapters was solely because of my love for Pytha. Guys, I don't care that Pytha wasn't there for like 200 pages of the book. I love her. I love Pytha. I love Pytha so much. Like, y'all know how much I care about everything to do with spaceships, spaceship pilots. If it has to do with a spaceship, I care about it. And Pytha's a little pilot. And like, ever since Blues got introduced as like characters like in the world building, and how they like plug themselves into ships and literally just like, you know, like, that was really fucking cool. And I was like, wait, I want to know more about that. Like, wait, can we just back it on up for a second? Like, what are you guys doing? And Pytha comes in, and like, we get to see more of that world building, and that makes me really happy. And also, I just loved her as a person. I loved like how much she did not take shit from anybody. Like, she literally did not take shit from anybody. Like, she would literally just go off on Lysander, and he would just be like, yeah, okay, fair. Like, literally, like, both of them. She was voicing everything I wanted to say to Lysander. Like, when she was all like, Lysander, like, shut up, fucking moon boy, like, bitch, like, literally just, like, tone it down a notch. Like, I was literally just like, thanks. Thank you, Pytha. Thank you for my life, because you just gave me rights. And I was just, like, so fucking emotional for half the book, because I was like, I have no idea if Pytha's okay or not. Like, all of this, like, worrying about Pytha. I love Pytha. I really hope she plays more of a role in Dark Age, and that she doesn't die. I just want to see more from her, because she's such an interesting character, and, she just brightens my day. I love her. Yeah, I really want Theodora and Pytha to meet. I feel like they would get along really well. Like, I want to see that happen. Also, I want to see Pytha getting an arc where she's like, oh, maybe the society is bad. Like, maybe, guys, maybe the society is bad. I love Pytha, and I'm really excited to see more of her, and that is the only reason why I'm looking forward to Lysander chapters in Dark Age. Not to be salty or anything, like, they're definitely worse characters than Lysander and Cassius, but I just don't get the hype around them, I guess. And also just, like, all of that shit with Seraphina was literally fucking unneeded. Like, literally, like, it was just to establish the fact that Lysander is literally just, like, a fucking incel that reads poetry sometimes. I didn't understand Seraphina and Lysander's thing. It didn't make any sense. Yeah. Those are all of my, Pierce Brown thoughts. All of these books are just, like, surrounding me. Yeah. Oh, where's the other boy? Yeah. Where's this guy? I didn't even fucking hold him up. Here's Golden Sun. Here's my extremely battered copy of Golden Sun that I love with my entire heart. I'm so excited for Dark Age. Yeah, thanks for watching this long-ass video. I hope I cut it down good. Alright, goodbye.